Right, in this section of work, we're going to look at how we insert a table in Word. We're going to look at how we change the row height, as well as the width of the column. And then we'll look at how we insert columns and insert rows. So the first thing we want to do is go to our Insert button in our ribbon. Remember again, this is our ribbon, and these are all our groupings. So I'm going to click on Insert, and I'm going to go to, well, my table grouping only has tables. And the nice thing with this, I can choose Insert Table here, or I can choose how many rows I want and how many columns I want. So row goes across. Okay, these are all my rows, and columns go down. So I'm going to do, let's say 3 by 3. Here we go. So let's go and put in a few headings. Name. And if you hit the tab button, it goes to the next cell. And surname. And it's an email. Okay, so just put in John Blogs, and email John B at whoknows.com. Okay, that's a made up email. And I could go put more emails in. What I'd like to do is to add another column to the left. So when I click off my table, you see that 2 tabs disappear from the top. Let's go click on our table again. Table design and layout. We're going to explore most of these groupings, the row and column grouping, the merge, cell size, alignment, and the data in other videos. And in table design, we look at our table styles and our border grouping as well. All right. So I want to add another column. So in my rows and column, I can insert one to the right or to the left. So I'm going to click to the left, and I'm going to put a heading in, and let's say index number. Okay, and this is person number 1, and this will be person number 2, and this can be Jane Smith, and we can have Jane Smith at whoknows.com too. Okay, so we've seen how we insert a table. We looked at how we can insert a column to the left or the right. If I want to insert, say, a column to the right, I go to my columns grouping, first click on my Insert tab, and to the right, and here I'm going to put in, say, destination, and John is off to Johannesburg, and Jane is off to Cape Town. Okay. When I click on my table, you'll see that I can change my row height and the column width. Okay, if I select all these, I can change my row height by clicking on the spin arrow. Another way I can do that is actually if I take my cursor and I put it between the 2 cells, so between this row and the row underneath, I put it between the 2, and I left click and I drag down. I can manually also change the width of my, or the height of my rows. If I want to change the width of a column, I click on that in the first column and I go to width. I can also change the width over there, and the same, I can change it manually by taking my cursor, putting it between the 2 columns, and you can see I get an arrow to the left and to the right. Left click and drag that. Okay, it is important at the start to ensure that you have formatted your table exactly the way you want it, because later when you start moving things around, the alignment doesn't always work out. Another thing I want to do, I'd like to insert, not above, and I'm going to, in my next video, show you how we make this into one cell, and then we're going to go look at a little bit more of our table design, looking at shading, changing borders, and showing our grid lines.